What if I told you that your child's eventual income, budgeting skills, or even willpower will not be the biggest factor in their financial success? With all due respect to Gary Vee and hustle culture, it's not their effort that will set them up for success. It's their mindset. In fact, if they don't get their money mindset right, they could sabotage their financial future regardless of their income. So in this episode, I'm breaking down how their mental mindset is the key to abundance and prosperity, or to lack and limitation. Hey, I'm Greg Aronoff, and welcome to Inspiring Next Gen Wealth, where we empower parents to raise financially savvy kids, rewrite negative money mindsets, and make money fun and easy to learn. Let me start with my own story. I used to struggle with a negative money mindset for years. I'm not sure if I would use the word toxic, but I wouldn't not use that word either. I used to believe, like in my core, that if you're wealthy, you will eventually have to pay a success tax. Deep down, I thought if you're too successful, you'll have to pay for it by losing friends or family, or even just something bad will happen to balance out the success. As they say, I was always expecting the other shoe to drop. And worse, I wasn't entirely aware I even had that belief. It was like some hidden iOS program, and it was operating just below the surface. And that hidden belief kept holding me back. I just didn't know it. It wasn't until I picked up T. Harv Ekkert's Secrets of the Millionaire Mind that I finally became aware of those negative thoughts and how they were actually sabotaging my success and my bank account. In this episode, I'm going to show you everything I've learned to ensure your kids have what they need for an amazing and abundant life. Stick around to the end because we have a fun story about the magic money pot that you can share with your kids to start some interesting conversations around the magic of your mind. First, let's define what exactly is a money mindset. Our money mindset is our subconscious internal script that we have about money and wealth. Ramit Sethi describes it as invisible scripts are truths so ubiquitous and deeply embedded in society that we don't even realize they're guiding our attitudes and behavior. Like water to a fish, they surround us, even if we don't know it. These beliefs will shape how much your kids earn, how much they save, and how they'll spend what they have. They're usually so subtle, they'll pass through your mind completely undetected, all the while influencing what you think, say, and do. That's what makes them so dangerous. Bob Proctor equates these subconscious thoughts to a financial thermostat. If the thermostat is too low, your kids will never earn beyond a certain point, no matter how hard they try. So think about having a thermostat set to 70 and then leaving the door open on a hot day. The thermostat will sense the difference and signal the AC to cool the temp back down to 70. So our job as parents is to help program or reprogram our kiddos' internal thermostat for financial success. Now here are 3 steps to ensure their money thermostat is set for success. Step 1 is simply becoming aware of how we discuss money and wealth. Studies show that when we're young, our subconscious is like a sponge and we soak up and absorb beliefs and behaviors from our environment. So as parents, becoming aware of what we say about money to our kids is the first step to planting those positive seeds. Let's listen to Earl Nightingale talk about this process in The Strangest Secret.
Now let's say that the farmer has 2 seeds in his hand. One is a seed of corn, the other is nightshade, a deadly poison. He digs 2 little holes in the earth and he plants both seeds, one corn, the other nightshade. He covers up the holes, waters, and takes care of the land, and what will happen? Invariably, the land will return what is planted. Remember, the land doesn't care. It will return poison in just as wonderful abundance as it will corn. So up come the 2 plants, one corn, one poison. Now, the human mind is far more fertile, far more incredible and mysterious than the land, but it works the same way. It doesn't care what we plant. Success, failure. A concrete worthwhile goal, or confusion, misunderstanding, fear, anxiety, and so on. But what we plant, it will return to us.
That's why experts like Myron Golden will often say the root always comes before the fruit. In other words, we've got to tend to our mindset and nurture it before we can expect to see any financial results. So how do we do it? Here's a fun and maybe maddening game that you can play. It's called the Words We Use jar, and it's inspired by the classic swear jar. Every time a family member says something negative about money, like, "We can't afford that," you acknowledge it and write a short, positive reframe like, "We're capable of generating money," and toss it into the jar. This exercise can be helpful because a lot of times we're not even fully aware of our negative thoughts. So having others listening for these thoughts can be a great way to interrupt that negative thought pattern. Step 2 in helping your kids raise their money thermostat is for you to be their positive money champion. And for this, you might need to work on boosting your own thoughts about money and wealth. Start by writing down every limiting belief you have about money, abundance, and wealth, no filter. Then challenge each belief logically. Is it actually true? Most of the time you'll find it's just an inherited belief from your own parents or society, or even movies from your childhood. An interesting tweak is to write down your limiting belief and then imagine if your child said that to you. How would you refute it? How would you challenge that thought? How would you comfort and encourage your child? Step 3, as parents, the words we say carry so much weight with our kiddos. And that's definitely true about money. If we're always saying rich people are greedy or money is hard to get, guess what our kids will believe? Instead, if you start talking about money in an empowering way, your kids will grow up seeing possibility, not lack and limitation. You can teach them that money is good for the good it can do. Here's an easy way to build up their money mindset that I got from T. Harv Eker's Millionaire Mindset. Anytime I give my kids an allowance, or anytime they receive money for a birthday, or anytime they happen to find a coin on the street, I will always tell them, "You're a money magnet. Money comes to you easy." And sometimes I'll add this slight variation and say, "You can earn a lot of money and still be a good person." By giving them these positive affirmations, I'm helping to plant those money mindset seeds that will help along their journey. All right, so here's the quick recap to help your kiddo develop a positive money mindset. Number 1, identify any negative scripts. Number 2, flip the script. For each negative belief, come up with an empowering alternative. And number 3, be their money mindset champion. Empower your kids to believe in their potential and to see abundance and opportunities rather than lack and limitation. As they say, little by little, a little becomes a lot. So start today and plant those seeds, and little by little, your kiddo will have a successful money mindset. And in 10 seconds, you can watch The Magic Money Pot with your kids and see if this little story starts any fun and interesting conversations. Leave a comment below sharing your biggest takeaway and any financial lessons you've taught to your kids that have worked. Check out the show notes and resources in the description down below, where I've included the books and the resources we covered today. If you want more tips on helping your kiddo master money, click or tap the screen to watch the next video in the series, and I'll see you on the next video.
The Magic Money Pot. Max missed his old school. He missed his friends, their secret handshakes, and the way they always had his back. His new school, it just didn't feel like home. Then he spotted a poster for a video competition. The winner gets a huge cash prize. Max gripped his old camcorder, thinking, "If I win, maybe I can go back." But before he could even dream, with that dinosaur of a camera, Billy, sunglasses on and collar popped, laughed hysterically. "Don't make me laugh, new kid." Max's old camcorder slipped from his hands. The lens snapped right off. As soon as he could, he ran into the nearest shop, hoping someone could fix it. Inside, the place was filled with oddities and wonders, glowing orbs, whispering books, jars that held tiny storms. From the shadows, a mysterious shopkeeper appeared. "I can't fix your camera, but I can offer you something better." The shopkeeper placed a small, ordinary-looking gardening pot in Max's hands. "This pot grants wishes," the man said. "All you must do is believe." Then his eyes darkened. "But be warned, your thoughts have power." Max took the pot home and read the little incantation the shopkeeper had given. Nothing. He tried again. Nothing. Max took a deep breath and pictured winning the video competition. Kids high-five and chant his name as the principal hands him a giant oversized check. Then the pot began to glow. When Max opened his eyes, a tiny, fluffy creature peeked out from inside. Max stared wide-eyed. The little creature smiled and put a hand on his chest and said, "Moolah." The creature wiggled its tiny ears and chirped. Max gasped. "Are you real?" The creature nodded. Max's heart raced. If this was real, maybe he really could win the money and finally go back to his old school. The little moolah creature sniffed and started examining Max's room. Max said, "The shopkeeper said you grant wishes." "Oh man, are you going to start singing a friend like me?" Moolah picked up Max's broken camcorder. To Max's surprise, the screen flickered to life. A video started playing, one of his last recordings. The shaky footage showed the floor, just his sneakers scuffing against the carpet as he spoke. "Why did we have to move here? I miss my old school and my old friends." His dad's voice came from off-screen. "Making friends can be hard. Just give it time. They'll come around. What if? No one likes me." Max froze. Moolah had fixed the camera and showed him the truth. Winning the competition wasn't just about the money. It was about not feeling alone. Max looked at Moolah, then down at the pot. As he stared down, frowning and biting his nail, the pot started to glow ominously. Max looked at Moolah. "What if I don't win this competition? What if I never see my friends again?" In a quieter voice, "What if I'm stuck here forever, alone?" Moolah tilted his head with sad, understanding eyes. Then the pot started shaking. The room got dark and green gas started bubbling out from the pot. And then Max gasped. Something dark and creepy just crawled out of it. From the pot emerged an Inuit creature. Its fur was dark and jagged, its green eyes glowed, and it grinned slyly. It smirked, then multiplied. Max stumbled backward. The Nadas were born. "Feed us your fears," one hissed. "More doubts, more of us," another sneered. The Nadas swarmed the room, tearing it apart. One ripped open Max's piggy bank. Another devoured his savings. And then Max whipped around. The Nadas were posting his teary-eyed confession to the online class directory. Max dove under his blanket, trembling. The Nadas circled him, whispering his worst fears. "You don't belong. You'll never win. You'll always be alone." Max squeezed his eyes shut. What if they're right? The Nadas grinned wider, creeping closer. Then Max felt something warm in his hand. Moolah. Unlike the Nadas, Moolah hadn't changed. Max took a slow breath. Maybe I don't need to go back, but forward. Maybe I just need to stop being afraid. I can do big things. The pot glowed again. With each new positive thought, the pot spit out another moolah. I create my own success. I can make new friends. I belong here too. One by one, the mullahs charged the Nadas. The mischievous creatures shrieked, shrinking into little dust balls.
The next morning, Max arrived at school. His confession video wasn't a disaster. Instead, kids came up to talk to him. "You miss your old friends? That's cool. I miss my cousin who moved away. You're into filmmaking. Me too." Max smiled. He finally realized winning money wasn't the key to feeling at home. What really mattered was how he saw himself. He'd had spent so much time wishing things were different, he hadn't seen the opportunities right in front of him. Moolah nuzzled against his backpack. Max gently patted its head and whispered, "Thanks, Moolah. I thought I needed money to change my life, but I just needed to change my mindset."